Hi guys, thank you so much for staying tuned to my channel. So one of the things that I realized is that for you to be able to also increase revenue in your business, the other thing that you need to also be deliberate about is how you maximize your relationships. So this morning I'm going to be sharing with you how you can leverage on your networking to be able to increase your sales. One of the things that I realized is that relationship is about what you give into it that you also get out of it. So for you to be able to maximize whatever relationships that you have around you, to be able to use it for your business or to use it to increase revenue, there are deliberate things that you have to do and you have to be intentional about it. If you're liking the sound of this video and you're yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that you can get so many useful tips from us. So there was a research that I stumbled about where they said that 66% of sales professionals usually get their leads from referrals. And there was another research that said that 47% of sales professionals get their leads through social media and 44% get their leads through trade events and shows. And so what this tells you is that all these means and these channels are great networking opportunities that you can leverage on to be able to increase sales in your business or as an organization. So first thing that I'm going to be talking about in being able to increase sales using your networking skills is first of all, one, to be able to ask for introductions. So when I say introductions, I'm going to be linking this to the fact that for you to be able to get to meet some customers that you're trying to reach, sometimes you might need to ask your friends or your colleagues to link you up to people who they know and who you are trying to also reach. So I remember a particular situation where I was trying to reach a particular customer and one of my colleagues already had leverage with that customer. So I told my colleague of mine and I said, okay, when you're trying to see this customer, is it possible for me to go with you on one of your occasions? And so he agreed to me going with him to that customer site. So I followed him to that customer and he was able to introduce me to that customer. And from that day onwards, I was able to get access to that customer and I was able to begin to do business with that particular customer. So that was a particular example of asking for introduction. So you might be able to reach out to some of your friends who know people that they can also reach out to you for. And then you can also begin to leverage on such relationships. The second thing that you need to also be specific about is to be clear about the kind of events or trade shows that you want to attend. I've had occasions where people have come to me to say, oh, they are having this particular event. Do you mind coming to exhibit your products there? And I have to look at it and say, oh, will this event actually work well for the particular product that I'm trying to sell? So there are certain places or certain events that people might want you to come to particular show, to come and showcase your product. But if you sit down and you think about it, the particular target audience that they are trying to reach might not be the people that need to buy your product. For example, if someone comes to you and say, do you mind coming to exhibit motorbikes for children in a school? And they tell you to come and display your product in their event. Do you think that that particular target audience meet up to the kind of thing that you're trying to sell? No, that's not possible because they won't be able to use what you want to sell and it won't matter to them. So in that particular case, you need to focus on the kind of events that meet up to the specific product that you're trying to sell and meet up to the target audience that you're trying to reach. So that is a particular example of you being deliberate about the kind of events and trade shows that you need to attend. Because when you get to those places, that is how you're going to be able to leverage on the network in that environment for increased sales. The third thing that I want to talk about is that you also need to be visible with your social media. So with the rise of social media, there's a lot of opportunity for a lot of us to become visible on those platforms. And one of the things that I realized is that a lot of salespeople and a lot of business owners are not leveraging on those platforms. And one of the things you can begin to do is that when you open your social media pages, either your Instagram, either your TikTok, either your Facebook, either your LinkedIn, you can begin to post comments, post about your successes, post about some of the challenges that you are even going through, and even begin to share things with your community so that people begin to see you as a voice in that environment. And by doing that consistently, you can begin to use that to put yourself out there and people can begin to see your business and begin to reach out to you. The fourth thing I'm going to talk about is for you to begin to look for networking groups in your particular industry that you can become a part of. One of the things that I realized that there are a lot of networking groups in different particular industries that you can begin to be a part of. So one of the things that this does for you is that you can begin to leverage on some of the relationships in that place to be able to reach some particular target market, or you can begin to leverage some of the relationships in that place to begin to be able to take advantage of the things that people in that place are also taking advantage of. So for example, if you are into like the knowledge space where I belong to, there are a lot of networking events that people do, like YouTubers and content creators, that one can be a part of. And by becoming a part of those environments or becoming a part of those groups, you begin to see into the world and how people relate and how people also get to reach out to people, and you begin to learn from them. So one of the things I want to encourage is that you can even start by going online. There are lots of groups on Facebook for different industries and different areas that you can become a part of. So if that's the place you want to start from, you can start from there. And by also contributing in those environments, you begin to learn some things from them also that you can also use in your business to continue to generate revenue. The fifth thing I'm going to talk about is that you have to learn to nurture your relationships. So for any relationship to actually yield results to you, you have to nurture it. You have to be deliberate about adding value. Even when you meet a customer or a potential customer for the first time, one of the things that you can use to sustain your relationship with that customer is by adding value to them. So for customers to continue to come to buy from you and patronize you, there have to be some level of value that you're adding to them beyond them just buying from you. So this is something that you have to also know, that in doing business, you have to also be deliberate about this. Because for people to continue to come back to patronize your product, there has to be a certain level of value that they are getting from you. So there are things that you can do to nurture your relationships by reaching out to your customers either on their birthdays, on the days they are celebrating, by being a part of, by wishing them well on when they are doing different things, by just showing that you show concern to them. And these are deliberate things that lots of other organizations have been able to maximize, so that people begin to then know that this is not just an organization that is out there to sell, but these are people that are also intentional about building relationships and adding value to people. So I believe that when you begin to focus on some of the things that I've shared with you today, you begin to see that your relationships will begin to yield more results to you. And by so doing, you can begin to leverage on it to increase sales in your business or in your service that you're currently rendering. So if this video has been helpful to you, kindly like the video and share with as many people that you know this will benefit. You can also watch some of our other videos by checking some of the link in the description. And also, if you have any comment on how we can continue to improve our channel, kindly share with us. Thank you so much for staying tuned to today's video. See you next time.